Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Max, Chief Evangelist over here at Hapily. And before I was at Hapily, I was at HubSpot. Before I was at HubSpot, I actually worked at Apple and I sold laptops, just like this one that you're looking at right here, to businesses. And I remember it being a gigantic pain to do through the really terrible CRM system that we used back at Apple. And I was wondering, hey, would this be any easier to do inside of HubSpot today? And the answer is, if you think you're going to use naked HubSpot quoting out of the box to do it, the answer is no, it would not be much easier. However, with Bundles 2.0 and quote happily, all of a sudden, this becomes a really easy thing to do inside of HubSpot. So let's first just talk about why this is a little bit more complicated than just selling a laptop for $15.99. All right, let's go and actually configure one of these things. All right, so we've got our new 14-inch MacBook Pro right here. And if we come down and we take a look, computers are configurable. You can sell a bunch of different things. They're almost like their own little bundle. So as you can see, when you are buying a 14-inch MacBook Pro, okay, you could choose the display. You could choose how much memory you get. You could choose how much storage you get. You could choose a power adapter, right? But how would a salesperson inside of HubSpot be able to accomplish the same experience if they were selling this computer to someone and they had to be able to configure it in order to be able to provide a quote? Bundles is a really good reason to want to do that inside of HubSpot now, and a really easy way to do that. So let's talk about how we would set up a configurable bundle for something like a MacBook Pro if you were someone selling it inside of HubSpot using quote happily. Step one, this is what you need to do. One, you're going to go into your HubSpot account, into products, and you're going to go ahead and create a MacBook Pro product. And we already have one right here. So we got the MacBook Pro, we have the list price, we've got some basic information about it. Great. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go build products for all the other things, such as our power adapters. Do the same thing for the display, for the RAM, any of the different like selections that you could make. In order to build that bundle, you're going to want to build them as products inside of HubSpot. Okay. Once you've done that, you can come into the quote happily admin. You can go to bundles, which is right here, and then you can go create a new bundle. I've actually already built one right here. So I'm going to show you how I configured it and set it up and explain how this works. So the very first thing that I actually did is I made the bundle header the actual MacBook Pro product that we have in there, right? Oh, I'm not seeing it because I've already selected it. That's why. But I've made it the header product here, right? And I've set the price to $15.99. As always, if I have this in different price books and I want to be able to adjust the price of the bundle, I can go into here, add it to different price books, and adjust the price however I need it. But then what I need to do is create included product options. Now, these are things that have to come with the product no matter what. And there's different categories, right? So we created an option for display, one for memory, one for storage, one for power adapter. And within those, what we did is we showed these different options. Now, these options here are HubSpot products. So I already built these as products inside of HubSpot. Okay. And then what happens is I could change how they actually adjust the price when different options are selected. So right now here, it's $0 if you do the standard display, which means it's not going to change the price of the bundle. And then if you upgrade to the nano texture display, it will change the price by $150. Okay. And of course, I can do different currencies if I want to do that as well, depending on my price book. I'm going to come out of here, though, because I'm going to keep it simple. Now, we've got the same thing for memory. So we have a couple different options, anywhere from 16 gigs to 24 gigs. Again, remember, these are products in my HubSpot product library that I had to create before I could select them as options for this included product options slot. All right. And again, you can make the adjustments to the price. You can see the 16 gigs is set at 0 because that is the base that comes with the bundle. Everything else is going to be an upgrade. On top of that, I set the default product to be that 16 gigabyte unified memory here and set it to 0 because I don't want it to change the price of the bundle unless someone actually upgrades. Now, not only can you buy what's included with the computer, you can also have add-ons, right? Things that aren't necessarily required, but different sections of stuff that we can sell, such as pre-installed software, right? So here, someone can get a license of Final Cut Pro, a license of Logic. You could add AppleCare to this. You could add other accessories, an extra charger, a laptop case, whatever it may be, right? You could add those as additional products. You could even put them in their own sections, right? So you could have a software section. You could have a hard case and soft goods section. You could have a warranty selection where they could choose different levels of AppleCare. However you wanted to do it. The options are really limitless here, but this is a pretty good kind of like base idea of a computer bundle. But again, it could be a MacBook, it could be a Windows laptop, it could be some other piece of machinery, it could be anything, right? But you can easily build these bundles to create like a configurator-like experience for your sales reps as they're pricing out something on a quote for somebody, right? Now, what does that actually look like for the sales rep? Right now, I'm inside of HubSpot and I've gone into the quote happily card on the right-hand side of the deal record. And what I've done is I've come down here to line items and I've actually added my bundle, right? So if I come in to add line items, and I choose bundle instead of choosing individual parts, right? I came in and chose the bundle and I selected this MacBook Pro Space Black option. And then it shows up like this. Now I can expand this to see the products that are actually included in the bundle. And remember, folks, this is creating a HubSpot quote. It's not creating a quote in a different system. It's creating a real live HubSpot quote that you can automate off of, report on, segment things by, right? It is building a HubSpot quote, which is one of the coolest things that our CPQ software does that other CPQ products do not. Just remember that. And on this HubSpot quote that we're building, since we created the bundle with these different included product options, I can come in here and say, hey, you know what? We're going to jack the memory up to 24 gigs. We're going to give that thing a 2 terabyte solid state drive, and we're going to swap out the power adapter to 96. And then, hey, while you're at it, we've got Final Cut Pro and we've got Logic Pro in there. I already had it on there. This is pre-saved, right? But if I wanted to remove one of these things, I could. If I wanted to come back and add it in, it's as easy as that because I've pre-configured the bundle for the sales rep to be able to sell what they need to sell and make sure the stuff that's included with it is included. And then from there, if I want to go take a look at the quote that this builds, right, we can preview it here and watch this. On the line item table, we have a special quote module here that automatically indents all of the things underneath the bundle in which it comes in, right? So we can see for this 14-inch MacBook Pro, you chose these options. This is how it adjusted the price. We can see the adjusted price up here compared to what the basic unit price is, right? And everything gets adjusted and it gets grand total down at the bottom. Right. And then you can take this module and you can stick it in whatever and create whatever kind of quote you want, but it'll automatically indent all of the bundle members that are part of this bundle pricing. Right. And then I can go ahead and publish the quote and send it off to somebody. Right. And it'll have all those line items on the deal, just like you would expect a normal HubSpot quote to have. Guys, that's how you take a MacBook Pro and sell it out of HubSpot or any computer for that matter, right? You can apply this to, I don't know, a Chromebook if you want to, right? If you guys have any other questions on how you can sell tech through Quote Happily and HubSpot, go ahead and let us know. We're here for you. Have a great day, everybody.